men's room.
Yes, hello. Hola.
Hola.
You guys rock. Hey, I'm a former swimmer with the volunteer Swiftwater King County Search and Rescue.
Oh.
Worked in the rivers for a lot of years back in the early 90s up into the early 2000s. And then I went to 4x4 rescue because of all that stuff we had to deal with in the rivers. But an answer to the question that was asked earlier, how long does the stink stick around?
I'm asking for a friend. Nothing to do with my basement. Yeah.
Right. Okay, well, let's just say for your average animal carcass on the side of the highway, in the river, in the mountains, whatever, as long as it's exposed to oxygen, there's going to be flies or larvae that will consume all of the meat mass that's on the skeleton. You guys following me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, once it gets exposed to oxygen, it'll still stink, even if it's been in the water for 6 or 8 months. If there's any meat left on the bones, I don't mean to gross you guys out, but it will stink once it gets exposed to oxygen, and then the flies will find it.
So you're telling me...
So as long as there's flesh, it still stinks?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So if there's something to eat, the body's going to smell.
Absolutely.
And you're saying you pulled a body out of a body of water that's been there, what you said, like 6 to 8 weeks, and when you pull it out, it just starts stinking?
It don't smell the second you pull it out, but when it's in your backpack and your volunteer team partner has the other half of it in an area that can't be investigated because there's no access, you have to backpack it out to an area that could be evac with a helicopter or 4x4s or other people that are willing to backpack it out, but you still have to secure the scene where you found it, but it's usually in an area where you ain't going to find it.
What's the farthest you've had to backpack a body or body parts out?
About 3 miles.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
In pieces?
In the Green River watershed, you got crawdads and everything that you're fighting crawling out of the orifices and everything else.
Yeah.
Do you think any of that could have been the Green River Killer? Or were these all accidental drownings from kayaking?
Well, there's a couple incidents that were accidental, but yes, Green River Task Force.
Wow. What's the most difficult body? So it's one thing to go down, you discover this body. Have you ever had to kind of, I don't know, work one out because it was tangled up in rocks or branches or stuff like that?
Absolutely. And this was about 11, 12 years ago, Green River Gorge, where I don't know if you guys remember or any of your listeners remember the little Asian kid that jumped off the rock on the north side of the river, went to swan dive, and he hit his head on the rock before his body hit the water. And he ended up about 2 miles downstream. We found him about 2 weeks later with our swimmers. We found him down there. Of course, he was missing his head. But
Jesus.
by the time we get splattered on the rock as his body went downstream. But long story short, we had to backpack him out of there. We found him because one of his feet were sticking up in the air out of a log jam about 2 miles down river from the Green River Gorge, which is out there in the Ravensdale area between Ravensdale, Black Diamond.
Do you ever get desensitized to that, man?
That's a smell you'll never forget. It's like some things you see you can never forget.
Did they pay you well to do this job?
No, it's volunteer.
Jeez.
This is volunteer work.
Correct. And we found probably half or more than half of all the Green River victims that were ever found in the Green River watershed, from the watershed to the Duwamish for volunteer finds.
Damn.
And
I mean, look, man, I try to be a decent, charitable human being. I don't know if I would volunteer for that, man. Wow.
What was the source of the stank? 206-803-ROCK.
The Men's Room.